think I was able to get pretty good at sleep so far, but there's a number of things that needs to be discussed right now. One is the flash flood threat, the life-threatening flash flood threat, and also the severe weather threat or event we could be having later on today. Now, the flash flood watch remains in place till midnight Sunday. That'll be tomorrow. And there's a flood warning in place, or it continues, and a flash flood warning that was issued after midnight last night or this morning. I would have done a video discussing it, but the problem was the lightning. And after the lightning strike that we had, they hit the water line the other day here in town. And that's why I didn't do a video, because I didn't want to take a chance on something happening and getting struck by lightning. So the flash flood warning um, is in place till 12:30 p.m. this afternoon. Um, and like I've been saying, if you live near any of the rivers, or if you live near any certain creek or stream or pond or lake, anything like that, please prepare to, if you, it, please get to higher ground and just, just get out of that spot. Find a safer spot that's not, that will not flood. Just advice I can give you. And and if you're driving and you come across a road that's flooded, do not try to drive through the floodwaters. Don't do it. Just turn around and find a route that's not flooded. Find a road that's not flooded. In other words, turn around, don't drown. That's all very, very simple. And, and if whether you're walking or driving, hopefully you're not walking, because it's raining pretty hard. Last it was earlier. Uh, but if you are, and the road you're about to get on is flooded, turn around and find another route that's not flooded or not flooding. It's very simple to understand. Do not walk through it, because you can get swept away very easily. Well, because you don't know how deep that water is, and you don't know what's in it, and you wouldn't know if that road's still there. I just saw a report. Saw a report earlier. I saw something on Twitter earlier about where a bridge or so in Gurley over in Madison County that was likely swept away or so, or something like that, due to the flooding, or it may not be there anymore. Basically, something like that. That's why you hear the phrase "turn around, don't drown" for that specific reason. I mean, there's plenty of reasons why, but that's the primary reason. Now, again, flash flood watch in place till midnight tomorrow. Flash flood warning in place till 12:30 this afternoon. And as you can hear the rain off in the distance. Now, hopefully, and yeah, I'm tired of the rain too. especially with all the flooding issues that we still had going on right now. But I hope and pray that that it doesn't cause any more flooding problems, and also that it limits the severe weather threat that we could be having later on today and tonight. And yes, there's a threat of severe weather today and tonight. And the threats, um, well, first of all, parts of northwest Alabama is in a moderate risk for strong to severe storms. And I'll probably want to stop this soon. Yeah, we'll have to stop it soon. At 6:50, 6:46. Parts of northwest Alabama is in a moderate risk for strong to severe storms. And there's other locations at an enhanced risk and other locations in a slight risk and perhaps a marginal risk. But don't get too caught up on the risk areas. You need to stay focused on the warnings that could be issued later on today. And for the threats, damaging winds, and I did hear the threat was for hail was small, but that's probably changed. I could be wrong. But the damaging wind threat and the tornado threat is high, or it's significant. From what I heard, damaging winds and tornadoes, and a couple of them could be strong. A couple of tornadoes could be strong. And I did hear some where they could be long track. And I'm not trying to scare anybody saying that, but if that's what they're saying is the case, then I've just got to say it that way. I mean, if that's how it needs to be put out, then that's how it needs to be put out. But, but those are the threats, and also, once again, the flash flooding threat. That's the biggest threat, along with damaging winds and tornadoes, which, like I said earlier, from what I saw on the tweet from the Weather Service earlier on this morning, that a couple of strong tornadoes are possible, and possibly even likely. But the best advice I can give you is make sure you have multiple ways of receiving the watches and warnings. A weather radio, a NOAA weather radio specifically, a very reliable weather app, social media, Facebook, Twitter, you know what I'm talking about, and a battery powered backup hand crank or so AM FM radio. Of course, you can get the weather radios the same way also. Make sure they're battery backed up though, and have helmets. Do not depend on those sirens. I mean, don't rely on them, because not everybody can hear them. Not everybody can hear those sirens, so don't rely on them. Rely on a weather radio and a very reliable weather app, and have them turned up loud so it'll wake you up. And of course, TV and weather call. There's a number of ways you can receive the warnings. There's a number of ways you can receive the warnings. Let me check the time again. Okay, I'm going to have to end this video right now. I don't know if I'll be able to do a video after work today. I don't know yet. We'll see. If not, I'll be posting the information and we'll go from there. But just Make sure you know have multiple ways of receiving the warnings. Make sure you know what to do and you know where to go. Have a readiness kit such as helmets and your weather radio, all that. And as long as you are ready and you're prepared for it, then we're gonna be fine. There's no need to be scared. There's no need to panic. We just gotta be prepared for it, and we're gonna be fine. I hope to see you at McDonald's today, but be careful on the roads. Take it slow and do not ignore any warnings. Please.